collab with Morgan Wallen. It went #1. It was huge. Yeah, that's. I mean, how was it working with him? Because he had the whole N-word controversy. He was in hot water. Is he? He's not racist, is he?
I ain't no racist. It's my boy. We had a long talk. He had his public situation. We had behind closed doors. Now I vouch for him. He's good.
And because they canceled him for a while, should he be uncanceled now, Morgan Wallen?
Canceled. I talked to him.
He's not canceled.
When I say you ain't canceled, you canceled.
I love that. I mean, you're running Chicago. You're one of the biggest names in hip hop, so he has your stamp of approval.
Thanks, bro.
Because Morgan says he wants to work with Kendrick Lamar. Should Kendrick Lamar and these other rappers work with him?
Sure.
For sure. Hey, you're the man. Last question. Your wedding, I'm sure, is going to be huge, star-studded. Who's your dream performance? Who do you want performing at your wedding?
I'm gonna let her pick.
You're gonna let her pick?
It's like old school vibes. I'm gonna let her pick.
Rappers, they're getting killed, they're getting shot, whatever. Are you ever afraid that any of that could ever happen to you?
You can't be anybody.
When Durk said he had no idea how real things were about to get, he wasn't just talking about some random threat in the streets. The danger was already inside his own camp, waiting to strike. One crew member had allegedly flipped and cooperated with the feds, and now reports suggest another is aiming to take him down in court. The betrayal cuts deep. The drama really kicked off in late 2024, when rumors began swirling that an ANF member known as Jam real name Casey Hester had been secretly wearing a wire and recording conversations for federal agents. Industry veteran and street-certified OG WAC 100 added fuel to the fire during a viral interview, where he claimed plainly that
how would they know that music contracts was off? Who would have to tell them that?
Well, prosecutors state that these transactions and the informant's recordings played key roles in linking Lil Durk to the murder for hire plan. There's a guy named OTF Jam.
Word on the street is that Jam had served a 12-year bid for an attempted murder before being released, and the whispers only got louder. WAC 100 didn't hold back either. He kept the tea flowing, dropping bomb after bomb that painted a dangerous picture of betrayal and backdoor moves.
Very ironic name.
Jail,
now he put everyone in jail.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This.
The story really exploded when DJ Academic Ship Hop's most notorious instigator dug up an old interview where Jam allegedly claimed that Lil Durk hooked him up big time after his release, blessing him with a house, a car, and $50,000 in cash. That moment sparked a frenzy, with fans and critics alike questioning whether loyalty or leverage was at the heart of their relationship.
I'm saying, like, hey, bro, I'm saying my whole time in jail, that stayed, bro. Before the money, you know what I'm saying? That was broke.
The narrative of snake behavior hit different in rap culture, where the street code is sacred and snitching is the ultimate betrayal. The internet exploded once the allegations surfaced, instantly turning Jam into a meme-worthy figure. One viral claim said there was footage of Jam eating McDonald's in an interrogation room, sparking jokes like, "Bro flipped on Durk for a Big Mac and fries," and "he told for a Kai Cenat meal." Social media had zero chill. Regardless of whether any of it was real, the memes spread like wildfire. Fans photoshopped Jam into fast food commercials, and TikTok skits showed people snitching while chowing down on burgers. It became a textbook example of how the internet can take serious allegations and turn them into viral entertainment, even when real lives and freedom are on the line. Eventually, Jam responded to the swirling rumors. On December 17th, 2024, he posted to his Instagram stories saying, "When the discovery comes out, you're going to see I'm not how the feds got onto us or built their case. I'ma let the paperwork come out because it's going to tell it all." His denial seemed firm, and he placed faith in the court documents to clear his name. But one line caught everyone's attention: his use of the word us. Fans and commentators were quick to point out that if Jam wasn't involved, why would he include himself among those being targeted by the feds? Was it just a slip or a subtle confession? That one word added even more fuel to the speculation. Still, let's keep it real. Despite all the talk, no one has seen this supposed interrogation footage. Federal courthouses are locked down like Fort Knox, with tight security, metal detectors, armed marshals, and strict procedures. The idea that someone could sneak a camera in and leak footage or get close enough to smoke Durk inside a federal building is basically a conspiracy fantasy. No credible news outlet has reported any such incident during Durk's court appearances. Experts familiar with federal cases say that high-profile defendants are heavily guarded, separated, and protected from any potential threats. What we do know is that, despite the viral snitching claims, official Justice Department paperwork and Durk's indictment don't name Jam or anyone with the initials KH as an informant. The indictment references a cooperating witness, but there's no direct link to Jam. Legal analysts note that prosecutors often keep the identities of cooperating witnesses sealed, especially in cases tied to violence, so his absence in the IUC paperwork doesn't confirm or deny his role. That ambiguity has only added more fire to the internet frenzy. This whole saga shows just how hard it is to separate fact from fiction in the social media age. On platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, rumors spread instantly, and in rap culture, where the snitch label carries serious weight, accusations can destroy reputations and even endanger lives. That's why the allegations against Jam hit so hard, and why his denial came with so much urgency. In Chicago's drill scene, even a whisper of cooperation with law enforcement can mark someone permanently. But to truly grasp what's happening, we have to look beyond the rumors and into the federal case that set it all off. Lil Durk real name, Durk Derek Banksas, facing serious charges that could end both his freedom and his career. It all came to a head on October 25th, 2024, when the rap world was rocked by news that Durk had been arrested by federal agents near Miami International Airport. What many first dismissed as internet cap quickly turned real. The Grammy-nominated drill icon was hit with federal Rico charges, and prosecutors weren't playing. They were talking decades behind bars. The timing of the arrest raised eyebrows across the industry. Reports suggest Durk was trying to board a private jet to Italy, with future bookings set for Switzerland and Dubai. That alleged attempt to leave the country became a key argument for denying him bail, with prosecutors claiming it showed intent to flee. DJ Academics, who always has his finger on the pulse, couldn't hide his shock when the story broke. His live stream reaction went viral as fans and media scrambled to make sense of what was unfolding.
I'm muted. Hold on. I'm about to be muted back in. I'm gonna tell you right now. Oh my God, bro.
When I fell down to my knees when the law came.
No, I'm not trolling. I promise you. I'm not trolling. I promise you.
According to official paperwork released by the Justice Department, Lil Durk, also known as Smirkwas, hit with multiple heavy charges, including conspiracy to use interstate facilities in the commission of murder for hire, resulting in death. The feds allege that Durk orchestrated a calculated hit on Georgia rapper Quando Rondo, which instead resulted in the death of Rondo's cousin, Savoya Lil Pab Robinson, in August 2022. Durk wasn't the only one named in the indictment. 5 other alleged members of his crew, believed to be affiliated with ANF, were also charged. Cavan London Grant, DeAndre Dantrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Bryan Lindsay, and Asa Houston. Together, they're facing a list of serious federal, charges including conspiracy to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and the use of a machine gun in a violent crime, charges that could carry the death penalty if convicted. This isn't a typical state murder trial. It's a federal prosecution, backed by the full weight of the Justice Department, making it much harder to beat through technicalities or street-level influence. The case stems from what the feds describe as retaliation for the murder of King Von in November 2020. According to prosecutors, Durk allegedly put a bounty on Quando Rondo's head, offering both cash and music-related incentives to anyone willing to ride for Von. The plan, authorities claim, was set into motion on August 19, 2022, when several alleged ANF members attempted to ambush Quando at a gas station near the Beverly Center in Los Angeles. The hit missed Quando, but fatally struck Lil Pab, his 24-year-old cousin, who was sitting in the passenger seat. Robinson, by many accounts, had been trying to move away from street life, reportedly focused on building his businesses. ANS Express Carriers, a trucking company, and Supreme Exotic Frenchies, a French bulldog kennel. His death sent shockwaves through the community. Initially, media outlets reported the shooting as a random act of violence or possibly drug-related. No one connected it to King Von's death until federal agents revealed the deeper context, showing they had been building their case quietly for nearly 2 years. This wasn't just a street-level investigation. The feds tapped both FBI and LAPD resources, and the evidence they've compiled is extensive. Over 230 gigabytes of digital files, including audio-video recordings, surveillance footage, and more than 20,000 pages of reports containing witness statements, medical records, and photographs. One of the key discoveries in the investigation was a detailed paper trail. According to court documents, an ANF member allegedly booked one-way flights for the 5 co-conspirators from Chicago to California just 1 day before the shooting. Durk himself is said to have flown into California via private jet with co-defendant Kevin Grant the same day. Purchases made with a credit card linked to Lil Durk and the ANF collective, including hotel rooms and ski masks, further tied the crew to the operation. The prosecution's reliance on financial records underscores a classic vulnerability in organized crime cases: the money trail. Even when suspects avoid incriminating communications or leave little physical evidence, their spending can leave behind an electronic fingerprint. And in this case, it's one of the prosecution's strongest weapons. The case against Lil Durk intensified as prosecutors connected a detailed digital paper trail, including credit card transactions, flight bookings, and hotel reservations, to create a timeline that matched up precisely with the August 2022 shooting. After his arrest, Durk made his first court appearance and entered a not guilty plea to all charges. His legal team, led by high-profile attorney Drew Findling, proposed a hefty bail package that included $1 million in cash from Sony Music and over $2.3 million in property equity. Still, Judge Patricia Donoghue denied bail entirely, citing both the severity of the charges and concerns that Durk was a flight risk, especially since he had been arrested while allegedly attempting to board a private jet to Italy, with additional one-way bookings to Switzerland and Dubai. This decision sent a strong message. The court viewed the case as extremely serious, and even Durk's celebrity status and financial backing wouldn't afford him special treatment. Unlike many wealthy defendants who await trial in comfort, Durk would remain in pre-trial detention, facing the same conditions as any other federal inmate, a dramatic contrast to his lifestyle of luxury and freedom. In December 2024, the stakes rose again when prosecutors linked Durk to another homicide, the January 2022 murder of Stephen Mack, an alleged leader of a gangster disciples faction known as Smashville. Authorities suggested this killing could be connected to the June 2021 murder of D-Thang, Lil Durk's brother. A search warrant filed in April 2023 claimed Durk might have placed a bounty on those responsible for his brother's death. Though Durk has not been charged in connection with Mack's murder, as of April 28, 2025, the allegation further complicated his legal battle, painting a narrative of repeated retaliatory violence. Prosecutors are using these incidents to present a broader picture that Durk and the F Collective engaged in ongoing, organized acts of violence, not isolated events. This tactic allows them to frame Durk as the orchestrator of a pattern of lethal retribution, rather than just one-off crimes. The legal onslaught continued in February 2025, when Andrea Laquila Robinson, mother of Lil Pab, the man killed during the attempted hit on Quando Rondo, filed a wrongful death lawsuit in Cook County Court. The civil suit names Lil Durk, his business entity, Only the Family, and another affiliated company as defendants. It claims the shooting was a premeditated, targeted attack, while civil and criminal cases operate under different standards of proof. Evidence introduced in one can impact the other, putting even more legal and financial pressure on Durk and his team. Due to the case's complexity and the sheer volume of evidence, which includes over 230 gigabytes of digital material and 20,000 plus pages of documentation, the trial originally scheduled for January 7, 2025, has been pushed to October 14, 2025. Both the prosecution and defense requested the delay to adequately prepare. While such delays are routine in federal cases of this magnitude, it also means Durk remains in custody, enduring the psychological and physical toll of extended federal detention conditions, far removed from his life as a platinum-selling artist. This extended incarceration raises the pressure on all defendants, a dynamic that sometimes leads to plea deals or cooperation with authorities. Meanwhile, a controversial element of the prosecution's case involves the use of Durk's lyrics as evidence. Critics argue this tactic unfairly targets black artists and equates creative expression with criminal intent. Eric Nielsen, a University of Richmond professor and author of Rap on Trial, Race.
On November 6, 2020, Vaughn was fatally used was proportionate to the threat posed by a fistfight.